Hey everybody, it's Germaine, Chief Farm Officer of Fresh Future Farm in North Charleston, South Carolina. And it's my job today, Friday, April 24th, to introduce you to our new series, Fresh Future Fridays. Um, each week, you'll get information from our team about public health, young farmer tips, managing food allergies, and homeschooling. Um, I'll share healthy cooking and gardening tips along with some of my thoughts on advocacy. So, my cooking tip for the week, fiber lives in the skin of some root vegetables. So, when I'm cooking, what I like to do is just thoroughly wash the skin and then use, like, if it's turnips, carrots, sweet or like white potatoes, I'll use those to make my mashed potatoes. I'll put them in soups, I'll put them in stews, and I even would put like root vegetables cut up like real small into my beans. Okay, now that the cooking tip is over, let's talk about mutual aid. My family could be the poster child for every nonprofit idea that did not work. Um, I graduated college with honors, got married, bought a home, and worked real hard, and somehow, my family is still poor. Hubby and I paid on a home that had no value because the homes that we could afford happened to be in disinvested spaces. So soon after signing the paperwork, we were underwater. And when it was time for our eldest to go to college 7 years later, we couldn't afford to help her. There was no value in the house. So now my eldest kid is saddled in student loan debt, just like I still am. And that, really, that alone just really sends me, just angers me. All of the public schools in North Charleston are failing, and since the school district wouldn't bus our kids from Charleston to better performing schools out of the neighborhood, that became my part-time job for at least 5 years. I've spent hours in pantry lines and gotten food that I didn't want to feed my kids. I did the same when it came time for me to look for rent and utility assistance all over town, only to be turned down because I happened to make $10 too much that month. I could go on. Anyway, the mutual aid work we do is different at Fresh Future Farm because we are working class folks who are creating solutions where our neighbors don't have to jump through hoops to win for a change. Traditional nonprofits are usually run by middle or rich people who either, by intention or not, contain and control poverty but don't end it. I actively reject all broken systems. Instead, we look to use our time and talent to liberate our community, facilitate power with alternative production and distribution networks, and reclaim resources that have been stolen from BIPOC people. I'm very thankful to our community engagement manager for introducing me to Highlander, the Highlander Center, because I've gotten a lot of knowledge from that I can share with you. And there was recently a call, and we'll share that in the link, about a 60th anniversary discussion around SNCC. And one of the folks on the call, Professor Josh Adams, asked, what gives someone the courage, responsibility, and the radical imagination to transform their circumstances? What animates us to go forward, recreating life as we know it? And that's what, I want our mutual aid work to look like. So, at Fresh Future Farm, we employ people who, come from the neighborhood, maybe don't have resources. And our hope is while they're with us at the farm, they can hone their skills so they leave as entrepreneurs. But beyond that, how do we recreate life as we know it? If charitable food access is built upon feeding folks from the waste stream, then we organize and create BIPOC food systems that start from the ground up. If the state can't or won't produce adequate or provide adequate affordable housing, then we pool our money into housing cooperatives. The same can happen with childcare and our medical systems. In the process, we meet the needs of the working class people doing the work so that they can practice this mutual aid. Like if you want to have more discussions about what mutual aid looks like, we'll provide this information along with this video. And I recommend that you subscribe to the Highlander Center to learn more. But I know my buddy, like Zeb Friedman, is with Earth Haven in North Carolina, where we visited. There's food cooperatives that we visited all over the place, and we want to bring those things here again that are BIPOC led, by, for, and of the people. So happy Friday.